turns of 4, 4 turns of 8. Sleep and get paid, rich when I wake. I bet the bank, I set the pace. Guess what I make, that's what I make. Counting pockets, that's a trending topic. You got this and you got that, but got no spending options. I keep quiet, but still get it rocking. I keep quiet with it in my pocket. I keep quiet, moving stuff for silent. Double up, double up, double up. The money I call up, call up, call up, call up, call up, call up, call up. Double up, double up, double up. The money I call up, call up, call up, call up, call up, call up, call up. I swear God been blessing me. You think you been testing me? Don't mean lemons, watch lemon squeeze. Pieces been my recipe. You buy watch then bust them down. Mine is my investment piece. Heard your mixes drowning out. You need to call Trevor, please. I don't fold, I don't fear. Pearly whites, no veneers. Keep it clean, check it's clear. Water clear, P is clear. See the light, you go dear. See the light, I go near. Let me shine, watch me shine. I'ma shine, vision clear. Double up, double up, double up. The money I call up, call up, call up, call up, call up, call up, call up. Double up, double up, double up. The money I call up, 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 call up.
Someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. I wish you all the best I can, and I stop myself for a while. I'm staying faith, I don't believe the panic's rising up in you. Won't you tell me something new? Don't you think for the people the best we find back my stomach is sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best we find back my stomach is sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I wanna feel your gap without making a mess of you. Won't you tell me something new? I wanna tell you something new.
Cowbell solo. Cowbell solo.
Contemplate for a while. Don't you think for the people the best we find back my stomach is sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best we find back my stomach is sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I wanna feel your gap without making a mess of you. Won't you tell me something new? I wish you all the best I can, then I stop myself for a while.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg. Shout out to everybody's hanging out with me. I see Stray Goes here. Stray Goes first. We got Day P coming in 69th. That's an awesome position to be in. That's what I'm told. We got JN Fishing, good brown gravy. And we got some Linda Anderson saying, hey y'all. Dave P says some more cowbell. You know what, Dave? I got you on that, buddy. Nothing like a little cowbell just to lift those spirits up. Woo! Get all that negative energy out of here. Oh. That seems to be a catchphrase in this area of crypto. Hey, Derek Adams, a new name here. Welcome to the stream. Don't get freaked out by the face. That's not that bad. We're not that scary, man. It's just, it's all stage. All right, so, well, here we are with this bad news about Toncoin. The dude got arrested. I put it over in the Telegram group. Those guys don't know that, hey, man, I have a Telegram group. I have trade setups. That's what we were doing earlier over here. Going live, meeting some new faces at a new time. But over in the, which one? It's the lounge area where all the cool kids hang out. Yeah, the Telegram founder, Pavel Durov, was arrested in France over criminal activity allegations. Nothing against him from what I can see in the article. It's just because he has a platform that maybe something happened on. It's like arresting, it's like if Elon were to touch down in France too or something, they decided to arrest Elon for something happening on X. So we got that going on right now because freedom of speech is, they're going to criminalize it one way or another, or at least try to, in so many places across the world because, well, that's the world we be living in as we get more and more technology that helps us communicate with each other, keep everybody in the know for what's really going on. It's harder to pull the wool over our eyes. Therefore, free speech gotta go if they're going to maintain control. That's the tinfoil hat. This is not a political channel. We just mentioned that because it affects a few of the Toncoin coins like Notcoin and Ton took a nosedive today. We'll have to take a look at that. Right now, I'm sitting here watching Boring Bitcoin here on the 6 minute, and just can't figure out what he wants to do just yet. She's in consolidation, man. She's up here at this area. If you go to the good old 6 hour up here, I'm blaming it on Lucy. It's Lucy's fault. Usually is. 666 moving average up there, just keeping us down. That's because that's what she likes to do. So it's that little so-and-so that just looks to bust your bubbles. She's a ball buster, so they say. Sitting up there, just keeping price down. It's just not right. It doesn't always have to stay that way. It's actually a good sign that this one is above this orange one over here. That's the 800 moving average, which we're very fortunate to have crossed on any time frame. We're on the 6 hour right there. Coming down to the 4 hour, that's one we normally watch a little bit. Now we are above Lucy right there, so we've made a deal with the devil apparently. Looks like somebody made a deal with the devil at 63,000. That was the magical number we had to get above and hold to be bullish. And there we are. What's this world coming to? All right, so that's a bullish cross of 600 and something moving average over 800. That's good. Hopefully we'll hold this. This translates on the bigger time frame on the daily ding dong over here. We can move some of these price labels out of the way. Maybe I'll reverse it and get them back. 200 moving average and the 100 moving average coming right above it. Now we've cleared it so far. The biggest things, we just need a candle close and open. I want to see another one. Fresh candle open 22 hours from now above this 200 moving average, and we should be pretty good. Ichimoku Cloud says, yeah, and I'm cool with it. She's kind of testy though right now. I'm not really sold on what she's saying over here just yet. I'm not seeing all the bullish Buddha stuff quite yet that would just run us immediately up to 70,000 or anything. So you're getting a lot of that information. There will likely be some kind of a little bit of a pullback. I can't see us really getting past 65.5 right at the moment. I suggest that there will be some heavy sell orders up there, just sitting there waiting to rain on any parades that might be trying to pop off in the Bitcoin land. But it'd be nice going up there. Why, yes, it would. Back here on the 6 hour where we got Lucy hanging out, well, we're also above a 9 moving average, and while that's good on any time frame, I don't care what you say. If you're above that 9 moving average, I want to tell you you're doing just fine. Now we stopped being above it on the 2 hour. I don't know what we're doing here on the 1 hour. We're above it. We're bullish on the 1 hour. It's got a lot of crisscross. We're consolidating. You will see this on the smaller time frames, and that's where I pointed this out earlier today. Price comes up, and then all the moving averages come up, and they just kind of go into like this little, they're like a bunch of little earthworms just all grouped together, just sliming all over. It's disgusting. It's totally disgusting. They should do it behind closed doors, but they do it on the smaller time frames. That was the 1 minute, and they got all mushy and everything. And here on this 3 minute, and we got the 300 and 200 and all of them up there, just all lovey-dovey and kissy all over. It's disgusting. Turn the page. Go to the 6 minute, and it's already starting. So it's party after party going on over there, but the only problem is they're not going higher in price. So we're just hanging around this area until we figure it out. And which magical time frame is it going to be that's going to figure it out? I'm making for maybe the 15 minute might give us some more clues. I don't know. The 200 moving average might get up there, and then we kind of figure it out. We can wait on that if you want to. Good Lord, it can take forever. It's got to be something along those lines. It can be for the 1 hour for everything to get up there. We had a nice big run up. It just makes sense that we might have a little bit of a pullback. I'm just saying, now whether we go up to 65 and get the pullback, or we pull back down and then go to 65, I don't know. And it doesn't know either, and we can't really make it out. Some people calling for, bull flags, bear flags, and that's you can read it that way. It definitely is. Now those don't have they're not the best patterns to play out, so it's not the go-to that I always look for. I'm always looking for resistance areas like we got here that would say that, well, we'll probably just come up and roll over a little bit. And what happens to Mr. Bull Flag then? What happens at $68,000 by tomorrow? I probably won't play. Yeah, I probably look like a fool, but if it does, you look like a genius. Listen, tomorrow we're coming up on Sunday. CME gap will be probably revisited if there is one. Why don't we check on that idea? Let's go over to the CME Bitcoin futures over here, where we outlined the gaps when we were down here. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. We got a double gap up here. We talked about that and posted that. There is actually a term before this, having a gap over here. You can't see it on these candles. Over here, and then this gap, and another. I've never come across it, but in the legacy markets they have. This is the first time that we see it. It's a reversal. So that's cool. I'll go for that. I'll play your silly reversal games. I don't care. And they filled the gaps. You see the little gaps that were there? They don't like the gaps. They like to come back and just stick a big old green candle in any kind of gaps that they got. And I'm cool with that too, I guess. We're over here at gap filling. So we filled the gaps, but let's see, this was at 63,000, and where are we at right now? We're at 64, so we might be creating another little gap, is what I'm kind of hitting at. We seem to we like to gap the weekends. Where do you shop on the weekends? Oh, we go to the gap. And price can get away from that. And then there's a saying, they always fill the gap, which I can't argue with it because they did fill this one. Thank gosh it was to the upside. And it was just weird. They created gaps trying to fill this gap. Anyway, that's enough gap theory. We're going to move on over and get back to my pretty candles because those Christmas tree candles just give me a headache. I see lots of sideways unless they want to try to move us sometime when CME futures opens tomorrow about 4 or 5 o'clock when the big boys start playing with us again on the futures market. Maybe they will jump us up there a little bit, or maybe there'll be some anticipation. The volume's really not here on the weekend. That's why we're going sideways. So, it's like, if the big boys are buying, they're doing it very stealthily, not to mess with the price. But while Bitcoin goes sideways, we often see a response out of altcoins, and that's going to be the rest of our focus tonight. We're going to go over here and check out our indices. Bitcoin dominance is also going sideways, and it's headed toward the upside. That's usually not good for altcoins when that happens. Altcoins were doing good, and they got above this little area right there that she struggled with, that little area, and now she's back below it, that little $615 billion area. We got up as high as 624. Down as low as 611 right now. We kind of wiggy waggy, but we hadn't broken this trend line. We're respecting this trend line. We could be bouncing back up here. I hope we are. We should be. We could be. I like to look at total 3 on this bigger scale over here. And they just, you got, it makes more sense over here, and you zoom out and see what's going on instead of being even on the 4 hour on it, right? We're in a good pattern right here, a good channel to the downside that eventually breaks up to the upside. It's got a good chance to do it. Now we are at the 618 Fibonacci area. Not only is that, but also a 200 daily moving average. Those are 2 strong areas that could be resistance for altcoins. We may not make it. We may not pop out above there this weekend on low liquidity weekend. Nobody here. We might come back down and retest our trend line. It's okay. Our not moving average is way down here anyway. We're still above it though. That's what really matters. We might be getting some rejection here at that 200. Have to come back and retest it again. That's all. It gives you a chance to buy some altcoins or add some more altcoins to your bag over these next few days that you might have thought that you missed out on. Or if you've been buying them green candles. Oh, no. We know not to do that. When it already takes off, we don't want to go ahead and buy it. Look, right here on the 4 hour, Lucy just had her say so on total 3. She says, it's not passing. She just being a little so-and-so. Now, sooner or later, we're going to get this little bullish cross here, the 50 over the 200 on the 4 hour. Total 3, and then that will be your official buy sign for altcoins, technically on this time frame. But right now, prices look like they're going to come down for a little bit on a lot of these altcoins, just a little bit. And it may be a good chance to buy as long as total 3 doesn't break a few little areas. She might not even break the area to get down that low here. She may just stick around up here at the 21 moving average. She might do it instead of targeting this 50 and 200 area down here. I say nibbling on the way down. I kind of like to just layer in, put the fatter orders down here at the bottom, the skinnier orders up there at the top, and to see what I end up with. That's just me, though. I do me, you do you, and we just kind of talk about it, I guess. So glad to have you guys here again. DeFi guy from A-Star Network. I was going to go over A-Star. That's also on my list, DeFi guy. Hey, glad to see you again. A-Star, and I would pull it up on my Tokenmetrics account, but she ain't logging in for some reason with my NFT, so there's like a little glitch there. I was exposed. That's my secondary face. A-Star will be the main token of Sony chain, says it. They do have that Sony connection, and that's, I like them. That is on my list. We'll get into that one. That one's doing pretty good today. Good Brown Gravy said, Romo called it not the FOMO. FOMO is never good, no matter how good. If it feels good at the time, it usually bites you in the butt shortly after. Hey, we got Archbit. How's it going, Art? Sam Webb. And Derek Adams, welcome to the fan club, my man. Did I miss something? We got a member. Do you remember? Hey, that deserves a... yeah. Woohoo! I realized that my membership playlist was not really up to date. Like there's some that got put in the wrong places. So I updated that today. There's like 20 or something membership videos over there. Where I go over what I'm at, you get to see what I'm doing and stuff. And talking about it and my plays and my strategy. And I use spot margin. I think it's a very useful tool. So anyone interested in spot margin can probably pick up a few things over there or ideas if it's new to you. Strega says down again. And Strega says Theta did fantastic. Should have stayed instead of going into Alice. Answer me. How's it going, my man? Archbishop says, with news today, I am not super happy with buying Ton the other day. I would say not, but let's take a look at Ton. Ton probably needs an emergency look at right now. There's a lot of FOMO. Is it good or is it opportunity? Yeah. How you like them head and shoulder patterns now? Let's back up. Bigger time frame. And we are below Lucy's line. Alrighty. Well, believe it or not, we did talk about a possibility of her seeing 573. My next target would have been 533, which did not get hit. And let's see. My strategy on this, because I've got this. It's still open. I haven't sold any except for on the way up. My plan was I had targets and was selling on the way up, and that leveled me out. And then I saw the news. And I don't know if I have my buy targets in now since we got up so high. I don't think I had any buy targets in. But that's how I would do them, layer them through here. It did hit. These were the buy targets. Let's get rid of all this because of all that wiggly squiggly. And she didn't make a lower low, so that's promising. Let's look at the big picture on ton. How much damage have we done? Ton. Swing low to swing high. Tell me where I'm going to buy. Okay. And she came back to the 0.5 area. I'm taking that as a decent sign that we're still could be okay. It is still a higher low. Let's come out to the daily so we can get a feel for what's really going on. Now we see 200 moving averages catching it. Ichimoku Cloud ain't happy though. And she looks a little dangerous. So they got to talk about that. Still, the bigger momentum is still up and to the right. MACD ain't happy either on the daily. She's a lagging indicator. It's just now getting started. And once she gets started, it's not like she just puts one little purple candle and says, "Oops, that's it. Let's go back to blue." It's like there's several purple candles that usually follow her. So are we gonna take a big nosedive? I know it's crazy, but I'm checking out these bigger ass time frames. And here we are below the 9 on the 2 week. Call me crazy, but there were some signs that there was a coming. They say show me the charts and I'll show you the news. But you know, we did have that bearish thing, and then we pop back above. So you know, you could say, "Oh, that doesn't count our rebound." Maybe. I'm not seeing terrible though. And now we got something we can work with a little bit here. A few little ideas. We're just taking a health check. That's not it. Taking a health check on ton. That to those bodies. Let's see how do you do on a 3-day or something. Okay, a daily. Let's draw our trend lines on the daily here. Yep, that's pretty decent until that one day. Like now, you're flirting with not respecting that. At least the body pull. All right, so trend line. I got trend line 200 moving average also falling underneath that trend line. I know somebody's going to say, "Look, that's a shoulder, head and shoulder to the downside," and I will say, "Show me a neckline," which. Okay, could be. Not. Are you confirmed? You wick down to it. Yeah, okay. Well, we can take a measured move from there. Now, whether you look at this as a shoulder, head and shoulder, or you just look at it as a channel, which is what really, if you want to look at the bigger picture and make it as simple as you can to figure this stuff out as quickly as you can, yeah, look at it as a channel. Same measure move, same everything. If it does come down, we're talking about retesting the 800 daily moving average here around 246, which was kind of where she left off over here. So the math is there, the geometry is there for that idea. Does it mean it's going to happen? No. And in fact, it's hard for me to see how it could happen with the momentum behind it right here, behind all these moves. It is a great time when you have bad news to just scare everybody and pick up this stuff cheaper. But yeah, the dude is under arrest. I don't know what kind of things they got going on with their corporate structure or anything like that. Who's in charge, what's running it, or what if the developers or anything like that. So those are things that you might want to think about it when it comes to Toncoin. And even Telegram. I mean, my group is on Telegram, right? That would suck for all that to depend on one person, and it would be kind of stupid to frame it up that way, my personal opinion. But regardless, there's going to be somebody there who gets scared and wants to sell, and then there's going to be somebody that's going to help that sell along and then start buying at some point. Personally, I think there's a dang good chance I'm going to pull out my pips. Swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. You looking like a 786er to me. Close enough as in horseshoes, baby. She may not be through coming down. They might take one more run and hit that 786 area a little bit more solid. We're still going to guesstimate about where she's going to come back up. 657. So here's the idea. If you're in this and you feel underwater and you're like, dang it, I don't want to risk on this one anymore, and you try to look for a place to get out, you've got a great chance for price to come back up to this area. And that might be the little relief rather that you need to get out with as little less as possible. The worst thing you want to do is sail right down here when everybody else is peeing in their pants and selling at the same time. Hopefully you haven't done that. If you have done that, you might be able to buy back in and make up a little bit. I don't know. But there should be at least a rebound, and she may even recover. But on the more serious note, be sensible, you know. I mean, jail's a real thing. And it sucks what happened, and they're going against speech and whatever. They're going to try to affect him criminally, and then they don't have... I don't think the evidence is there to stick. We're in France, which is supposed to be noted for democracy, although I don't know what's going on over there right now. I don't even know what's going on over here right now, to be honest with you, in the States. We are the USSA, and have been for the last 40 years as far as I'm concerned, but hey. I'm going to venture out to say, especially with the other moving averages above the 200 haven't flipped negatively yet, that she will come back up to about 650 or something, maybe 660. And that might be an exit plan. I might even take advantage of that and have some more heavier sales over there myself. I don't know. Undecided yet. Derek Adams says about AIOZ at what's that, 1.6 cents last November. It's 51 cents today. AIO, yeah. I still got my bags of that too. I like that one. And she's been doing pretty good lately too, making a little bit of a comeback. And she's down from what she's been higher than 51 cents. It's a good buy is what I'm trying to say. It's a good one. Brett, if you have the time, says Crypto 420. So I got Theta to do. We got Brett. We'll probably take a look at AIOZ. We just took a look at Ton just for emergency sakes. Hey, Justin Crispo says Caspa, baby. Always Caspa. I always feel like I do Caspa every night, but I think I've skipped it a few nights. All right, let's take a look at Theta. What happened to you, Theta? Up here sitting pretty at around 378. I hadn't seen that in a long time. Did I sell it at 378? When was that? March 10th? I'm going to say a hell no. Should I have sold it around there? I would say probably a definite yeah when you see all this. I can't recall feeling like I nailed that one. That's because it's in a portfolio with way too many things going on. Easy to miss the more coins that you get. There is an opportunity cost there. It is real. I don't recommend it. That's a mistake that I've made. Even worse this time because I had more money to put into it. I just swiped them all over me, smeared them all over me. And then they all dropped like a rock. Thank God I had Bitcoin there to save the day. Crucial thing. At least 50% Bitcoin. That's just a rule of thumb. I'd say you should go 60, 65% if you can. It's worth it. Don't act like it's a boomer coin, man. It's where the real wealth is at, I'm telling you. All right, so Theta bouncing off a 200 moving average here. We're on the 3-day. Let's go to the daily. Theta bouncing off a Lucy right over here on the daily, on the ding dong. The 800 and the 600 moving average down there. Ooh, went underneath it, played around. Look how she got nasty. Down to 90 cents, hanging around $100.13, and now she's at 140. That's not bad, Theta. Pretty good. If you're accumulating down here in the bottom, so why not? Maybe a little nibbles, but not everybody had dry powder with the big drop that we had. It took a lot of us by surprise, liquidated a lot of things, kind of threw things off kilter for those that got sidelined in it, and for people short, and they were just geniuses, and they go, "Woo, look at me, look at my Lambo," which I'm cool with that too. They deserve that. Had the foresight to short it, especially at the top. Some people did. I didn't, because I'm a position trader, and so I'm long. So here we are, daily above the 50. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. All we can do. We got this main area about 157. That's the main area. I got to see it clear from. You'd have a little accumulation zone. Swing high, the swing low tells us that we're getting rejected in 618. That's to be expected. Probably retest this little trend line I got. Need to check that trend line. Yeah, looks like it's solid. So probably just a normal pullback. I like this 200 moving average coming in here. This particular fib. I don't even have to pull my tricks out. I've already got my confidence right there. You're looking for 193 if you got the patience for it. She may have some ups and downs before she gets there. Be ready for that. Most notably right here in this area about 158, 160. She's not going to like that. First area we got to fight with is where we are now, 143. Second area we got to fight with is 158. The worthwhile place that is worth paying yourself, and I can't stress that you always need to, especially these type of areas, pay yourself. You can buy back cheaper or add to it cheaper. It will get cheaper from there. It will have a discount from 193 once it attains that price. That's what that level is for. And that would be about 40% gains. So your $100 turns into $140. You sell that, or parts of that, at least get that $40 that you made, and then you put that $40, or that $100 is what I would do, back into it when we come back down to these areas, probably where we are right now. When you get a breakout of a trend line, you will often find somewhere in about the mid 60% on most all the patterns I'm familiar with a breakout, that they will come back to the area, that little price area that they broke out of. They will test, if they get past these higher highs, they will come back and test those first, but they'll always come back, and if that doesn't hold, and it usually doesn't, they'll test the area that they broke out price wise, or worse, they'll come down and test that trend line. Could be at a lower, and that sucks when they do that. I take that as a sign of weakness, but don't be afraid to pay yourself when the altcoins get up there. I'd say that's probably one of the most important lessons you can learn in crypto, is pay yourself along the way. It's a hard one to learn. It's a hard one to perform. It really is. It's probably one of the hardest executions out there. And someone, I pay myself all the time. Yeah, well, you might be paying yourself a little too soon. We don't want to just jump in and jump out and pay ourselves the first $5. Maybe we want to let these things, we want these reversal targets is what we want. That's what I try to find. All right, so Theta, we got that going on. I'm going to leave it on this messy chart. We'll take the fib off. Look, I can see Ichimoku Cloud's not trustworthy at the moment. I'm just throwing that out there. She looks nasty. But not, there's this little creek here we can jump over, so I need to see some green. All right, so from here we go to Brett. Yeah, I don't like that. We'll go from the top wick to the first candle body that, well, I love the second candle body because we broke out of that. Okay, that works too. Candle wick to this candle body, and it lines up with that candle body. So I got enough touches, and then the wick comes right up to it. Looks solid to me. I'm going with it. I got the touches. Thomas Bukowski says you need at least, you need at least 2 points, preferably 3 to make a line. And for a pattern, any kind of pattern, you need at least 2 touches on one side and 3 on the others to be a valid pattern. Those are the go-tos that don't hear from 1 minute gurus. that pattern trade for some reason, because they don't know about Thomas Bukowski, who's the GOAT for pattern trading. So if you're going to be a pattern trader, Thomas Bukowski. If you've tried pattern traders from the gurus on YouTube and said that pattern trading sucks, well, a lot of times they're not used correctly because there's some basic rules that they stand out, and sometimes they forget some of the most basic rules. I see it a lot. I think patterns are awesome. Since we're talking about patterns real quick, let me throw up my triangle cheat sheet. Let me throw off my little ad there. That way, if you can't find this on the Telegram group because it's there somewhere, screenshot it or whatever. There you go. There's some accurate statistics on how this stuff works. Did you say that? And it really does boil a lot down to triangles. I'm sad to say, I refused to believe that for so long, but channels and triangles and all the little stuff will fit right inside each one of those. I swear. Your little cup and handles, all your little head and shoulders, and all that ball plate. There you go. This way, that way. Is it? Sean! Check the compass. All right, Road Dog. Sorry. All right. I feel like there you go. Lost an ad. All right, so I got a little price label I'm going to put somewhere new. Where's it going to go? So how do you want to do this? You want to do the crazy ass measure move? Let me the measure move for this little guy. It's a falling wedge or falling channel, depending on how you want. Well, I will boil down Thomas Bukowski's measure move for you in a heartbeat right here. The cheat way to get Thomas Bukowski's measure move, you got to have a fib. Now he doesn't say this, but it comes out this way. Yeah, take it from the 618 down to the 0 line. After you pull swing high to swing low, yeah, put that at the breakout, and that'd be the equivalent of your Thomas Bukowski measure move there. Which is also, it's kind of similar. It comes a good cheat is just to take the width of the channel. That's it on any channel actually, and this all changes depending on where it breaks out. We put it where the price actually breaks out of the pattern. We're just guesstimating now, so you see a lot of people throw out the measure move. Oh, come up to here, and it's not really a confirmed. The measure moves are not confirmed until they actually break out. Nobody talks about that either. So you go back and adjust it, but it does suggest that we could get up to these areas somewhere right around what is that, 19 cents, and then the little standard measure move is right up there too. It's a good one. Listen, this means something. Yeah, that's coming in at what is that, 17.7? Now me, I'm just and then you got the crazy measure move that some people just immediately go to. Those are a flag. Now we could go all the way up here to 26 cents. It looks real impressive when they do that and everything. It does. I'll admit it. It looks curl as crap. And then we start getting these little guys out. We pull these little guys out, and then starting getting some kind of 25% crazy freaking risk, or not risk. The stop loss is like, oh, I don't want to risk $25 in my $100. No, I want something better than that. Anyway, it's crazy that some people are trading on this. If the idea is to plan the trade, then trade the plan, and not to get in here and I make my $100 and jump out. That's not how it's. I mean, you can do that, but gosh darn it, you got to watch, rinse, and repeat that little idea. And why didn't you just make your setup for that $100 and get your? I see people jump into a trade and then on YouTube with their little setups for something big, and that never plays out. Why don't you just be honest and just go with your little target, which is like some little, and then you can actually you're only willing to risk. They don't let their stop loss get hit because they don't want to lose that more than that certain amount. Well, that's where that's what the stop loss is supposed to be. I swear, I think they just, I don't know. Plan the trade the plan. If you're crazy, you might have a crazy ass plan. This is a crazy ass plan right here, up here. That is almost true though. There is something there. If we go to the fibs, swing low to swing high, and come down to the 618, you can actually take that, because this would be a 1-to-1 move from that 618. Now that will take you up to this particular little fib up here, about this 0.038. Now, if you move a little trend line there and go with that, you might actually nail that little sucker if you got the patience to wait for it. Now, that one might move. So if you ever wonder, well, why the hell are this targets ever hit? They never hit. Especially if you're in that group. Well, right there's your secret. That's your why. That's your answer why. And the general rule is, if you are going to pull, so I'll bull flag, which I don't take this as a bull flag, they're usually a lot shorter. You would put it at the bottom of the pattern too, which also gets you up to a really cool fib area there. I think that's just a bonus, but I'm just saying, just going over some ideas, not trying to be preachy. I'm not coming across as being preachy. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to shed some light that I've learned from actually studying Thomas Bukowski, who's made a difference in my life by applying these principles. I'm not out here shilling a group and living off that income, claiming to be a trading group. I ain't no millionaire either yet. And if I was, I wouldn't tell you, because that's not smart. Not smart. All right, so we got this for Brett. I see Brett. Oh yeah, you're supposed to be doing TA. I would do a swing high, darling, down to swing low. See that we're clearing out of this we cleared out of our accumulation area now. You got to go for 11 cents for Brett. That's going to be her next little target right there. She's hit it once, she will hit it again. Main target I would go for Brett would be 14 cents right here, 14.3. That's where most of your sales are going to be, hanging out there, just waiting to roll Brett over, bring her back down to 11, 12 cents, and then start popping off to around 17, 18. That's what I would expect. But that's how I would play it and view it. But first, she's got to get past some hurdles, which is, she got past one. Got to get past this one with the breakout. Retest, I don't know, play around, but then maybe go up. It's looking promising. She's like she could get her breakout. After Brett, we've got, we're going to take a look at AIOZ. I like this one. Also, in a falling channel. Eventually, they do break up. What else are they going to do? Well, they just got to come to what we call a point of decline. And that's where they just kind of level off and bottom out somewhere. And then that's the sign that they're trying to reverse and trying to break out. Measure move for this guy is your standard just width of the old channel. Wherever it breaks out, it should take you up pretty close to where the channel starts a lot of the times. Not every time, but that's as a rule of thumb, that usually does work out more often than not. That seems to work out for wedgies or channels as well, because wedgies are just partial channels. Please do me a favor and tell me if I come across as a know-it-all. I never want to come across as a know-it-all. I'm just trying to go over some ideas that aren't really talked about or explained very much on YouTube as I kind of go through this stuff. Every once in a while I do this, and sometimes I just run through this stuff like crazy, so it's a mixed bag here on the Low Dog Crypto Show. Now, I'm a big fib trader myself. I have just found the fibs contain the mysteries of life. And when I couple that with moving averages and sometimes previous areas of support and resistance there, we've not yet broken out of our crucial area, which is right here. I just draw a big old red horizontal line right there. That's at 51 cents, right where we're at right now. We got to get past that 52 cents. Chance that we could. There's a little local pattern here that resembles an Adam and Eve formation. It's got a dangle with a little roundy thing. It also could, you could see this as a double bottom and a big ass double bottom. With this would be the crack line, the belt line, the neckline. And that makes a bigger pattern to itself, which also takes us up to about $1. I've got that target up there from previous target. The measure move. So you can also look at it that way. It's just not confirmed, and there's no need to look at it until it actually does confirm. It will not confirm until price actually comes up to that belt line there. Some people call it a neckline. I call it a belt line because it only makes sense if this is a bottom, that right above your bottom would be a belt rather than a neck. Because if there is a neck up there, then this is not really a bottom, are it? This is bicycles. with pasties. So there's my argument for the belt line. Still no word from Thomas Bukowski about officially changing that. My only disappointment with his system. 97 cents would be that potential measured move that is not even yet confirmed. It's a little bit silly just to throw out there, but hey, just as an idea of where we might be going as a possibility, there she is. We're on AIOZ, right? Oh, I lost my fib. And San Francisco. What I'm not crazy about, well, what I am crazy, I do like it above the 9-moving average on the daily. That's always good. Got nothing bad to say about it. I was going to say something bad about it, but now when I saw that, I'm like, well, that's my rule. I don't say anything bad about it. The only thing warning I would have is this 100 crossing the 200. And a lot of times I talk about this. When the 100 crosses the 200, especially on these bigger time frames, well, I don't think it really matters on what time frame. It's like I have no actual tested statistics, but I would guesstimate it's 2 out of 3 times, probably about a 60-something% chance. I know I'm not going to be that guy. The price does start coming back up, and sometimes touch that 100. So if you're down at a bottom here, and you're saying, "Oh no, it's going to 100's crossing the 200, and it's bearish," not always. Sometimes you'll get a chance to get out of a trade if you're trying to do that. Don't panic. You got to rebound. That's the little trick that's worth remembering with that. That you might reverse and come back up whenever that happens. Even though ultimately it's not a good sign. So I would say take some profits up there if you get a chance. Just to pay yourself if we do make it up to 62 cents. This is the area where I like to do my fibbies again. Swing high, swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. It says 55 cents. Once we get past the 50-51 cent area, I am going to be looking at 55 as being the local area that's going to be a little testy. Honorable mention comes back in at our previous target of a 61. That is 786 area on this little local pull. So those, you tighten it up even. From where we are, if we do manage to break out and get up there, is that 10-23% gain on spot. Just that idea. If you can break out and start coming back to these areas, then it's a lot worth it. Worth it a lot more. Let's take a look at A-Star. I like A-Star. She's at Lucy's line here on the daily, flirting with the devil. I see a little sliver of green that I like to see on the Ichimoku cloud, piquing my interest. We can establish our trend lines here. We got that little guy. I like to get a little frisky with them and see what else they're trying to tell me. That was not long enough. How dare you? Because these angles of these trend lines matter. Now we just identified a channel. That's like you reverse engineered that. You could look at it that way, or you could look at it as being a waffle pattern. A waffle pattern idea. I don't think there is. Everything, the price travels in the channel by that theory. Well, then you are in a channel, are you not? What? You've also got, it's a crisscross of channels, for real, for real. When you break all this stuff down, it's a chain link fence. For real, for real. With angles, and it respects those angles. Them angles, they mean something. But look, on the wicks, on the piano bodies, them angles, they mean something. They are respected. You can flirt it around, put it all kinds of places. Angles are respected because the channels are respected. That's why the channel idea is a very powerful idea, my friend. Now, I like to pull a fib, and I'm trying to figure out, well, where do I want to fib? From the top to the bottom is the standard go-to, but sometimes you have to find a local top to make it fit into your local price action. So for A-Star, which was up at 19 cents and currently hanging around 7 cents, you are so cheap. Overall analysis here is that this 236 Fibonacci area, anything below that is our accumulation zone. Meaning then 6 months from now, you look back and say, dang, I wish I bought A-Star at 7 cents. Because she's now worth $1 something. And you're like, why can't I ever get a 10X? Well, that's because you're not bottom feeding like I do. Like I preach, the bottom feeders. You got to be convicted, and I do like this one, so I do have a bag of this, and it's on my keeper list. Because there's ties with it to Sony. And that narrative alone, regardless of how true it is, which I think is true, or else that would be something totally different legal issue, but I'm sure Sony would not allow their name to be associated with something if they're not in it too. But anyway, that's a big name, and you know the big companies are getting into crypto. That's why I like this one. So 618-786, those are just go-tos. I'm sorry, it sounds boring. That's too simple. You make this as complicated as you want to, man. You can bring in star charts, get out your square ruler and all this other stuff. You can make it as complicated as you want to, but in the end, you need something simple to go by that just makes sense and works. Fibonacci's are that something that works for me. Like magic. Fibonacci's made me look like I'm a fortune teller. And it's not me, it's the Fibonacci. I just know how to read it. I know a few extra tricks than some. But other people also know these tricks. They just don't talk about it as much. 83 or 8.3 cents. That's the main area we got to get above. That will get us out of our accumulation zone. Next little zone is a nice little, if you need to get paid and want to get paid, and we'll probably find a hiccup around 10 cents. 200 moving average is kind of sneaking in there saying, hello, remember me? And she'll probably slap her down a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to see. But the main one, the one that's worth waiting for a payday is that 618 at 13. Just right under 14 cents or right at 14 cents there. That would be your 2X. That would be your moonbag target as well. Even if you FOMO'd in here at the Lucian line, got out up there. If you put $100 in, you would take your $100 back out, and this would be a free and clear bag for you. That might turn from the $100 it's worth at that time into $1,000. And you got no risk at all in it. If you ever get those opportunities, those are your golden moments in crypto. Take those moments, that will make you a legend in this space. You will look back and say, gosh darn it, that was the most ingenious thing I had done. Every moment that you get to moonbag your position, I highly recommend that you consider doing that. Then it's a free and clear bag. It's free and clear. You got your collateral. You just paid yourself with your collateral. And a free moonbag. Greatest trade-off ever. But my account's not... Your account will grow. It just doubled. Or that position just doubled, right? Tuck it away on a nice little Tangem wallet. And just watch that little sucker grow. That'd be your own personal bank account. Oh, honey, what? The Ferrari is in the shop? Oh, here, that's all right. I got the Tangem wallet. We'll just sell this. What is this? This A-Star moon bag. Exaggerating, of course. Unless there's a garage for Matchbox cars. All right, so after AIZ, we got Casper, and then we're coming back to the chat. Any request you guys got, you'd have to put it out over there. I'm just saying. Casper still... What did I just erase there? Swing high to swing low. That's the secret to the universe, my friend. I had a little bit of a trade setup going there for Casper. I'm seeing right at 19 cents coming. It's a little bit of a gutsy target at the 786 because 17.5 is going to, well, if you haven't noticed, it's been a hard place to get past, and it may continue to be a little hard place to get past for a minute. But that's okay. 19 cents will be a coming, and that are dang near close to it, 18.9. We broke this trend line, and so we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Some would argue that this is a bear flag. We're going to the downside. And you can argue that. That's a legitimate argument. You can definitely, that's what they look like. This is how they usually, it does. Got this nice little long wick down here. She can also just bounce right back up here before rolling over and going sideways. And we take this trend line and then we put it over here for a new one. See how that works? And then we identify our new channel, which, wow, look how that lines up. Now, I don't know if this is fleshed out all the way, but this is kind of what we're looking at here. That's it. So Casper, And there's a 23-cent target right up here. That's the one. I've only been waiting on it for like 6 months now, because or feels like 6 months. I know back in June. Yep, 23 target. Forever. Takes forever. She would go to the smaller time frames. Oh, the 4-hour, man. She's losing that 200. That's not good. Well, you're losing 200 moving average cast, but you had to come back and retest the 9. That falls into my 5 moving average strategy. That's good. Ichimoku Cloud likes it. Haven't even looked at the other indicators. They're saying, hate it. 4-hour. Nope, I'm going to pick her down, says Market Cipher. She's being naughty. I wouldn't trip out. I would like to see it come back to about 16.6. Don't even know that it will. I don't know if it's going to break down past this 9 moving average at 17. So we bounced from it and we're at 17.2 almost. 17.13, something like that. You plan on coming down there? Oh, okay. Looks like she's planning on it. Y'all, she's planning on coming down there about 16.6. You want to pick you up some. Might even come down a little further down here, about 16.4. She's going on sale. The market's falling. What's happening here? Bitcoin's still going sideways on the 15-minute. I ain't worried about it. What you guys up to? Cup and dangle. I saw that. Let's back up here and make sure we got everything. Extremely desirable. How's it going, my man? Justin Crypto. Slenda says Jupiter took a little tumble. Did it? Did it? Jupiter? Oh, are y'all all taking tumbles? Total 3 take a tumble? Well, I guess we have, man. Total 3 is just getting a little bit of a pullback, though. Just a little bit of a, in my personal opinion. Check her trend lines. That's what I really... Oh, you flirting with it. You not quite lost it, but you flirting with it. I see some divergence down here in the... I think they're just playing with their heads on the weekend like they always do. Let's check out Jupiter real quick. I moved mine over to CoinEx so that I could build a bigger position and catch her cheaper. She went up to 94. Now she's back at 89. Where would I need to find you at, Jupiter? She's doing her parabolic movie thing. Always like that. I like when they start rounding out like that. A lot of times they'll respect that line too. See if she comes back to around 87. The fibs say 86. It's unlikely that she holds 89. That's just unheard of. But if it did, if by chance that it did start bouncing here, it could be a hellacious, humongous move to the upside. But it's rare that would even. And most of the time, it comes back to at least a 382, at least. It just doesn't look like it's going to, and then you wait, and it goes sideways, and then does. Again, no 100% guarantees, but that's just a probability. Archbid, your input is appreciated. Hey man, I appreciate you. I'm on the payroll. I don't have to work for 15 cents off of YouTube anymore. 15 cents an hour. I appreciate that, Mr. Archbid. Yeah, not even got a coin risk. Just thanks. My man, thank you for your support. Strega says thank you too. Even though Strega don't ever see a penny of it. Strega's my dog. Now DeFi guy is saying SoVi, and I don't know, I'm taking it that that's probably a coin. Is it? Or is it in a different language? So I gotta check if I see something I'm not familiar with. Learn how to spell. Oh, there is something on BNB. is this? It's brand new. Whatever it is, it looks brand new. I don't know. I'm on the 1 minute chart. I'm not getting anything. It may be way too. I don't think this chart is valid. Oh well. Maybe we can come back to it. Archbishop said, I'm not above using cheats. Dog, can you please watch your potty mouth? Children could be listening. Oh, my bad, Miss Linda. Derek Adams. I can't even remember what I said. What's a stop loss? Stop loss is a myth, says Archbishop. Very peachy. Road Dog getting into Road Dog's head. Cup and dangle. Derek Adams says, not a know-it-all, you're very entertaining. Oh, thank you for that. Feedback helps, because I never know how I'm being and this face that I've chosen to go with, I think it scares off people. It's still the coolest one that I've come across, though. It's in the eyes. Glow for me. I can't make them glow. They just do it. There they go. Crazy about those make bees, says Strega. Linda said she likes to use a protractor. I must have been talking about the slide rule at that time, right? Well, I'm way behind on this chat. Archbishop says, if time allow a quick glance at MRL? Merle. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll write that down. Mr. Miles says, your streams are throwing me off my game. First. I still nailed it, though. Love it. Good Brown Gravy says, does Bukowski give a differential between FOMO and DCA? I think that's... I would say... Oh, that's a joke question. Sam Webb says, Jupiter. Okay, we got that one. Archbishop says, Mr. Miles, you want to trade your cast before my ton? Oh, very diplomatic, Mr. Miles. It's a sweet deal, my friend, but I'll have to pass. Striker says, we all see a penny. Dog gets support and show still running. All right, let's take a look at Merle. I'm not familiar with that one. Where am I at here? Okay, I don't want to be there. So Merlin's chain, I guess, right? It's at 24 cents, $88 million market cap. That might be interesting. Small market cap. These are, you know, somewhere under 100,000. 20 starts getting in the risky area, but it could pay off, you know, 20 to 100,000. That's the kind of the sweet small cap spot that can make you 10 to 20, sometimes 50x if you catch the right thing. Let's see, total supply is 2.1 billion, so it's not outrageously crazy, but that's still a lot by any concern. Maximum supply is 2.1 billion. There are, most of your coins out there have way more than that anymore because they're stupid, in my personal honest opinion. Circulating supply is 360, so there's a lot that's left to be coming out on this. Let's just be upfront about that. You might want to look into lock schedules and things like that if you're trying to invest in this, because that does play into it. Because the fully diluted valuation, that means if all these 2.1 billion were out in circulation, which eventually they will be, this market cap has got to be, well, about 6 or 7 times what it currently is to maintain its current price at 24 cents. So it's those dilutions there. As tokens are unlocked and let into the market on a schedule, maybe every month, every quarter, whatever, they just slowly keep your token not moving as healthier as much when that happens. So this one's kind of young, so she hasn't been out very much, doesn't look like. It looks like it's pretty new. So, I mean, you would expect it to have a small circulating supply. But you just always got to keep those things in mind when you're looking at these coins. And I don't mention that often enough, I don't think. All-time highs 4 months ago was $1.45. Now, that's interesting. So now the benefit, the thing that you want to consider is that while these depend on the unlock schedule, right? If it's going to be a minute before they unlock some more tokens, well, you got some time. The price could go back up to those highs that we just saw, and it may not be that hard to get there. So you definitely want to make sure that you take profits on these type of coins when we get in these high areas and make those gains, because they will be some unlocks coming down to rain on your head. All right, so Merlin chain, let's take a look at it. And they got it on CoinEx, and I'm not familiar with it. How crazy is that? Zooming out, and here we go, hockey stick, but rounding, that's cool. On the daily, it's all about the 9 moving average for me on this, and she is above it, so that's good. She gets above it and sometimes loses it. Usually that 50 moving average has something to play, and we're testing the 50 moving average now, and the Ichimoku Cloud says, I think it'll leave it. I can dump you or I can let you go. And she's undecided at the moment. Stochastics are kind of at the top saying, hey man, a dump could be in order, so we want to play it careful. Not saying this is going to happen, but it's a great place for it to happen because, well, look how many times the 50 has come in so far and helped you to dump the price to lower lows. Not a fun ride to be on. Let's see if there's any clues that we got here. For our overall analysis on Merlin, let's break her down. Let's spell out our areas of accumulation, and that particular pull from there tells me that anything below 29 should be considered as accumulation. Oh man, well since we got that up there, that's the one that kind of counts the most. We'll wait on those. And now we got this high to that same low. Help us get our local area under wraps here. It's pointed at this 886. It might come into play up here. Let's see if that sticks. That's 31 cents. That might be on the radar. Might be a possibility there. We're at the 0.5. I would look at 0.27, man. 618 Fibonacci area at 27.2 cents. Pretty local pulls. We're about 3 cents away from it. Still in the daily time frame. Got a trend line established. That's the important thing right there. You can identify a channel on it, or you can identify a bigger thing that's going on over here in the background, however you want to do it. Now, if she pulls back, don't really want to see her go lower than 22.7, and she could do that. Get an rejection off the 50. It makes sense to do that. Respect that trend line. Trend line's going to be that's what you need to watch. Trend line. And buying near the trend line, well, that's near and dear to my heart, and it's exactly what I'd recommend. If there was a trade enter there or added to a position or whatever, from that point, let's see, it could be making about 17-18% gains at 27 cents. Almost 37% at 31. That 31 cent target, I like it. Yeah, she's going to stumble around 27 though. It looks like she may be coming back to 22 before going back to 27 though. It looks like a lower low was put in. You got this on MACD. She's still looking good. So overall, I would expect this channel to be respected, and if it does come down, That looks like a good place to buy. No guarantees it'll even come down there though. That's what the daily says. The 4 hour says, she's retesting that 200. That looks good, actually. May not see this. This is where you can draw your, tighter trend lines on your smaller time frames. Help you stay abreast. Did you just say boobies? I said abreast of whatever's going on here. Degen Live. Hey, there we go. Hey, appreciate it, Dark Spitch. Thank you very much, sir. Justin Crispo says Caspa is king. I won't trade my Caspa for anything. That sounds like Dr. Seuss. All right, guys, it is 11:38, and I'm just going to go ahead and close out the show. We went over Bitcoin, went over pretty much all altcoins going on. The only one I think I'd like to take a look at would be Ordi. Is it? No, Ori. I'm sorry. I could read my writing. The Ori chain. And on the 4 hour, she's finding some resistance here at the 200 moving average. See if we can get above that. That's a nice little start right there. Don't know that she's got her top end just yet, or local top end, but if she does pull back, about 590 something would be a good area to look at her. I seriously doubt that she comes back to 566, but she may be getting ready for a bounce off of a 382. That could happen. That'd be a nice strong move if it does happen. I'll keep my eye out for that. I like this one. Looks like she's going to be headed back up to test the 360 moving average. This little area right under through here. 670. Oh no, maybe to 870. That would be cool. But that looks like a nice little roundy bottom to me. Zooming out on the daily, on the ding dong, I got a bigger target over here on 894. That would be the main one I would have my eye on for Ordi if you're in it. Or just got to stake it or whatever you're doing with it. I'm in it. Mine's just packed away. She will recover. She's been up to $20 before. I think she'll get up there and beyond. I wouldn't let this freak me out. It's a pretty cool play too. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you tomorrow on a Sunday. See what they're going to do to us. Good night, everybody.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it through the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. It was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Feet high off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was really was part your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Show you like my vibe.
Good night, John boy.